I'm Alex. I heard it took you 9 months to respond to some allegations. You know what I call that? I call that some serious friggin' around, bud. And I have a whole lot of stuff to be saying about it in this video that I'm gonna be calling the text, the cat, the mole, the borderline, the birthday, the cataclysm, and the brick. But before I sink these knuckle dusters into this drama, hey, hi, hello, my name is Dan Frampton, and welcome to the Art of Slop. It's been nearly 2 weeks since I uploaded to this channel. There's been a bit of a drama drought going on, you know, but today we were blessed by the drama gods, and ImAllexx released a near 2-hour response to the allegations he faced like over a year ago. So warriors, 1%ers, likes and subs, let's go. Time to talk about this situation. I just watched the entire video. If you want to watch his entire video, I say that you go ahead and do all that. I'll bring you up to speed the best I can and give you my analysis and breakdown on his video response to the allegations. This is gonna be the sloppiest slop video of all time. You think I'm gonna pull up any screenshots or clips or anything like that? Nuh-uh-uh. If you want that kind of thing, just go over to ImAllexx's video where he shows the same screenshots over and over and over and over and over again. If you're not familiar with this drama, I'll bring you up to speed. There's this commentary guy. He's a British guy. He goes by the name of ImAllexx. He's always kind of been a controversial figure within the commentary community. The likes of Keemstar and Colossus is Crazy have been hating this guy for as long as YouTube's been a thing, pretty much. And you know, he just ran a commentary channel. But over the years, he started to focus more on like the tea side of YouTube rather than the commentary bro side of YouTube. He painted himself as a nice bisexual guy. And it was fine, it was cool. He had a huge audience. It was him and his UK pals just talking about stuff that happened on the internet. But it wouldn't take long for ImAllexx to go from talking about the drama to becoming the drama. This situation is not even the first situation that ImAllexx has been in where he showed himself to be a complete snake. If you want to go down this rabbit hole, I suggest looking up the Zaptai situation and also the Slazo situation. But we're not here to talk about either of those two things. We're here to talk about the Alice Hez situation, an ex of ImAllexx who came out last year with allegations of manipulation, physical violence, verbal abuse, threats, and the laundry list just kept going on and on. And when the allegations dropped, ImAllexx disappeared. That is until today. In this nearly 2-hour video that he posted today, all I wanted to hear was him address this clip right here. He just needed to mention the brick. Roll it.
A normal girlfriend.
You're acting like this is all just me, and that's something you really need to fix.
I'm gonna bash your head against the wall with a brick if you don't shut the up. You, because this one, genuinely, this one, you this royally this.
So yeah, he really should have mentioned the brick, you think? But nah, let's break this down into a couple parts. First, let's talk about the texts. He leaked a lot of text messages in this 2-hour response. If you like reading leaked text messages, oh my god, do I ever have the video for you. And in these texts, he never really reads them verbatim. He kind of just puts things up and highlights the things that he's talking about or whatever. But if you read these text messages, it is appalling the way that these people talk to one another. And we'll get more into that side of the relationship in a further chapter in this video. But these text messages, he just shows over and over and over again. The same text messages pop up so many times in this video. And I really don't think that any of the points he thinks that he's trying to make by showing these texts are actually making those points. They are just clearly showing two very, very toxic people that really should not be in a relationship with one another. It's like human beings shouldn't talk to one another the way that these supposed partners were talking to one another. ImAllexx is basically claiming that Alice is lying about the entire situation, when Alice had all sorts of screenshots and receipts and text messages and leaks and all that as well. They both seem to have clipped for the context that they need and are telling their own separate narratives. But ImAllexx is the one that has been a public figure for so long, and his paper trail on the internet is that of a snake, is that of someone that you can't really trust. So when it comes out that he's screaming at his partner, when it comes out that he's pushing her around and calling her names and doing all that sort of stuff, it kind of reinforces the character we all have painted of him in our minds, you know? So she's clipped for her context, he's clipped for his context, and as someone coming from an outside perspective, it's like, well, where did this start? What was the inciting incident? But then I'm thinking, okay, you got these two combustible, toxic as hell human beings in a relationship together. Maybe pinpointing an inciting incident is not going to be that easy. But now let's move on to the next part of his statement, the cat. Apparently this couple got a cat together. Now I hate to bring pets into this sort of thing because cats are precious. They are pure. And in Alex's video, he claims that he fronted the last 200 pounds to get this cat. And he would always be talking to this cat and cuddling with this cat and being very affectionate with this cat. He shared pictures of him and the cat on his Instagram stories that he said Alice did not approve of. He said that she claimed that it wasn't their cat, and then ImAllexx would go on to say what he claimed to be a joke, which would be that he would take the cat, but she didn't find that joke to be funny, and he kept going on like, oh, the joke that I made, the joke that I made. I don't see a joke in here whatsoever, pal. It all seems like blatant manipulation, it all seems like toxic behavior, and to bring a precious, pure, innocent little cat into this breaks my heart. That brings us to the next part of this whole thing, the mole. The mole is iNabber. iNabber was apparently still friends with ImAllexx. I don't want to get into any of their old school drama, but apparently during this drama, they're still friends. Then iNabber gets into a Discord conversation with Alice and starts leaking all the things that ImAllexx said to him in confidence. Like literally, they are all snakes. Alice was apparently building this document for months and months and months before she came out with it, all the while egging ImAllexx to say crazier and crazier stuff that Alex claims that she would then use in that document, and then also use the information brought to her from the mole iNabber into the document as well. It's all very shady business, and when you read how these people talk to one another, you honestly do not want to take sides with either party. And that brings us to the borderline. ImAllexx is diagnosed borderline personality disorder, BPD. This is not even the first time BPD is being brought up in a drama in 2025. BPD is like the mental illness of choice, and I actually have kind of a history with BPD. Not me personally, I certainly do not have it, but I was in a romantic relationship with somebody that did have BPD, and reading these text messages is like, yeah, both of these people have that thing, and they need to get as far away from one another as possible. This is gonna end with everybody sliding down that sewer slide, and we can't have that. It's a very dangerous slide to be sliding down, and unfortunately people that have BPD oftentimes end up finding themselves slide down the sewer slide. But now, after we're talking about borderline personality disorder, after we're talking about all this kind of stuff, we're still not talking about the outburst regarding the brick and the smashing and the wall in the 4K on the Discord, you know, the clip. He'll kind of talk around it here and there, being like, she was bad, I was bad, but nothing ever really specific, you know? And in a video that's an hour and 47 minutes, not to get into any of the nitty-gritty specifics, well, really, that must be a talent. It's like, how do you tiptoe around all of that in broad daylight for an hour and 47 minutes or however long it was? He's just talking about all the superfluous stuff surrounding it. So much stuff that I do not care about that just clouds the whole picture. Like there's this entire section, and I guess he's trying to show that she's a liar or whatever, but in this section he's like, she claims that I forgot her birthday, but check out this fucking screenshot over here. I didn't forget her birthday. I wished her happy birthday. I don't care about the happy birthday, brother. I care about the brick. What about that brick you said that you were gonna smash? And then he even brings up the cataclysm stuff. stuff, which again is just more superfluous stuff that just clouds any real message that could be said in this video. The Cataclysm stuff was pretty bad. There's this commentator known as Cataclysm. She goes on to call this other commentator known as Janky Dabo or whatever a misogynist and a bad person because he follows ImAllexx and uses the same thumbnail style. She claims that ImAllexx not only is close to Janky Dabo, but is mentoring him using like the simplest thumbnail style in the entire world. His face, subject's face, yellow Helvetica font. That is just the standard commentary thumbnail, and Cataclysm and this other guy named like Lucas Kling or Klung or whatever, who cares? They're out there saying that this Janky Dabo guy is a bad person because he has the mentor of ImAllexx. Yes, they're saying the mentor, based on like the simplest thumbnail style, the most slop style thumbnail that anyone can have, and they're saying Janky Dabo is a bad person because of it. Both Lucas Klung, or whatever the hell his name is, it doesn't even matter, and Cataclysm have deleted everything that they have said about this topic because of how crazy they sounded during it. She's even come on to say, oh yeah, I just did that because I'm like projecting and stuff. I'm really mad about certain stuff that happened to me, so I was really quick to jump onto this thing. But really, when I look deeply, I really shouldn't have called Janky Dabo all of those crazy things. All of this is to say, why the hell is ImAllexx talking about the Cataclysm situation, which was deleted, which was just like a side note of this drama? It wasn't even a part of this drama, really. It was just people that orbit this drama trying to make themselves a part of this drama. I have no idea why ImAllexx spent so much time on it in his video when he really could have just talked about the brick, when really everyone just wants to hear about the brick. What about the brick, ImAllexx? Remember the smashing you threatened? There's also the clip of you chasing and pushing and the N-word and all this sort of stuff, but all of that stuff is in videos already, okay? And finally, that brings us around to the last chapter, the brick. Now, to be honest and to be fair, there is a lot of nuance here and a lot of information that is being withheld from both parties, and because of how fucking crazy they are, it's impossible to know where this all started. I would not like to be around anybody in this story. The moment somebody talks to me the way that Alex or Alice speak to one another, I'm out. I'm like, oh, this is the kind of person you are. Peace. And that was two of these kinds of people in a relationship together. So I do understand from the slop content aspect of it, the brick is the most like salacious, easiest to grab onto part of this story, but it really is the most visceral element of it. You can show crazy screenshot after crazy screenshot of two crazy people fighting with one another. You can bring up skin diseases. You can bring up any other side quest around this drama. It doesn't really matter. People are gonna cling to this clip right here.
And that's something you really need to fix.
I'm gonna bash your head against the wall with a brick if you don't shut the fuck up. Because this one, genuinely, this one, you this royally this.
Like, you can see how crazy he is in that moment. All the he said, she said goes out the window when you see it with your own eyes. The way that he throws his arms up like that, completely loses control of his entire body, hits his microphone, just starts freaking out and convulsing, all the while the most crazed look comes across his eyes.
And that's something you really need to fix.
I'm gonna bash your head against the wall with a brick if you don't shut the fuck up. Because this one, genuinely, this one, you this royally this.
And if all of those physical tells weren't enough for it to register in our minds that this guy is a crazed lunatic, he goes on to say that while his eyes are crazed, while he's convulsing in a manic state. But I will be fair, in his video, he did show his diagnosis for BPD. So I really do hope that he's found the right medication. I really hope that he's found the right counseling. This is not an easy thing to deal with. But just because it's not easy doesn't mean that you get to skirt around accountability for your behaviors. Everybody at the end of the day, no matter what illnesses are going on inside your little dome, are responsible for your behaviors. And in his video called My Response, he says, yeah, I said some bad stuff. Yeah, she said some bad stuff, but never addresses anything head on directly. Absolutely no accountability was taken, but it's crazy that we waited like a year for this guy just to come out and say, actually guys, I'm the victim. Wild, wild stuff, warriors. Alex and Alice definitely not sitting on twos. And with that being said, it's time for me to hop on my American Made and ride off into the sunset. Goodbye, see you later, and have a good one.